Yes, sir.
You may have already been asked this in the last week. Obviously, Attorney General Holder had a few comments about the verdict of the Zimmerman trial. So I just wanted to know what that conversation has been like for you.
Well, he had more than just about that trial. And in the context of this press conference, what I would say is that voting rights are essential to dealing with the issues that we're concerned about in terms of the laws and the verdicts that so many are deeply disturbed about as it relates to Trayvon Martin and the Zimmerman. And that's why, again, we must fight for voting rights, and that's why, again, it's such an undermining of our democracy and such an attack on democracy when you try to undermine voting rights. Everybody who did anything or had something to do with the Trayvon case was either elected or they were appointed or hired by people that were elected. Stand Your Ground law, the one right here in North Carolina, is passed by people who are elected. And we cannot have a system where ALEC, who pushed Stand Your Ground law, ALEC, for instance, has more power to influence public policy than the people, And that's why we're so upset about this legislature, that claim, and these extremists who call themselves Republicans, but always harping on constitutional right. They're always saying they want to be conservative. But when you want to undermine voting right, that's not a conservative position. That's a position contrary to who we are as a people. And if you begin to isolate the power of the vote, then you disallow people to be engaged in the shaping of public policy. And if you disallow people to be engaged in the shaping of public policy, then you end up getting more regressive public policy, more policy that can be used in discriminatory ways and sometimes with deadly effect, i.e. stand your ground. That's why voting rights, on Monday we will talk about voting rights, but we also talk about the connection between the fight for voting rights and criminal justice, the connection between the fight for voting rights and education. That will be on the ground. And those of us who love Trayvon, remember he was 17, so one of the things I'm saying to young people who really love and respect Trayvon is that if you really love and respect him, let's get everybody 17, 18, 19 registered to vote. Let's fight anything that would keep us from being able to vote, and let's turn around these laws. Let's turn around these laws that are on the books that allow people to be literally killed and murdered and then get the covering and the protection of law. Thank you. Voting rights, the battle we must fight and we will win. Thank you all. God bless.